Hey everybody, and welcome to Superman Crypto. Hope you guys are excited. We've got a really good interview lined up here with HELIOS. The first one after, I guess, Dragon X. So what's that make it? The second big major protocol launching on top of TITANX, fueled by TITANX. I like that saying. And so we're excited to talk to the founder, Dude, from HELIOS, and it should be pretty cool. So without further ado, let's bring on the Dude, and let's have a good session, find out everything you want to know for HELIOS before it launches on the 28th in just over 2 days' time. So big welcome to you, Dude.
Hey, what's up? Thanks for having me on.
It's great to have you. It's always good to see people in the TITANX community that are really entrepreneurial, really creative. So it's a pleasure to have you on, and looking forward to hearing about your project.
Awesome. Yeah, as you were saying, we're launching in a couple of days, and I'm super stoked to release this into the wild and start gobbling up some TITANX.
Yeah, it's gonna be good, and I know there's a huge amount of pent up demand to see some of these projects launch, and of course they're all showcased on TITANX Hub by Mike Dean, which is always great to see. You can get access to all the links there, but I've also posted a lot of them in the chat there. We're going to welcome a few people in before we get into the interview. We've got a few people here. We've got Dr. V-Ray, LFG. Let's go. Good to see you as well. We got Brian in the house there. What's up, folks? Brian is our community leader in our Discord and on YouTube, so big shout out to you, Brian. Always a pleasure to have you in the house. And we've got Brennan as well. Howdy, Superman and the Dude. Good to see Brennan. Big shout out to you from our Discord as well. Arthur Walsh, g'day from Brisbane, Vegas. I like that. We got Wookie in the house. Nice to see you, Wookie. Welcome to the chat. Now, if you guys are new to the channel, hit subscribe, hit the share button, hit the bell, all that good stuff. After all, this is YouTube, and that's what we do. G'day from, what's that? Newtown? Where's that from, Brennan? I didn't think you lived in Newtown. Big shout out from Trent. He's in our strategy club. Hey, everybody. Good to see you, Trent. We got Scott Jackson in the house. Good morning, all. Good to see you, Scott. HELIOS is going to crash it. You mean crush it? Is that what you mean? Crush it. I think you mean crush it. We got Hexavator in the house there. Hey, gang. Good to see Hexavator. Big shout out to you in the big old USA. So we've got people all around the world here. We've got Australia, New Zealand, USA, and a few other countries in there, I'm sure. Zybar in the house there. Hey, everybody. Good to see you, Zybar. Big shout out and welcome to chat there, Javier as well. Hello, LFG. Let's go. So good. Newcastle. Yeah, I thought it was Newcastle there, Brent. I just couldn't quite remember exactly where it was. Heard there's a 420 party here. James Zibar from Singapore. Ain't a puff of smoke here, says Zibar. Zibar there. That's hilarious. Who else is in there? Is it Rooted as well? Hey, LFG. Good to see you in the chat. And we got Dust Frats as well. Thailand in the house. Don't you love that international community and the old TITANX and of course crypto community there, looking pretty good. All right, I think that's a big welcome to all of you. I hope you guys enjoy the session. The Dude, I guess we should start off with a bit about yourself and maybe how you got into TITANX.
Sure. Yeah, my name's I go by the Dude, and I've been in crypto since 2018. I feel like I got in right at the end of the right at the right time, at the end of the 2017 bull run, and then all that bear market. It was the perfect time to get in and start dollar cost averaging.
Absolutely.
But yeah, and I've been in DeFi, fell in love with DeFi immediately, and everything about it I think is awesome. And that's pretty much where I've been in, the entire time I've been in crypto. So TITANX, is the next latest DeFi movement that I came across, and I found them about 50 days in, so not quite at the beginning, but we're all still early, and just enthralled by the mechanics that the tokenomics, everything that's involved with TITANX and the entire ecosystem, and just was inspired to be another protocol that builds on top of this fantastic idea.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Trying to be a layer one, a token coin, as we might say it, for the rest of the projects, I think it's pretty good. idea, and Jake Sharp has done a lot around the tokenomics trying to make that happen. Have you been following Jake Sharp much or for long?
Previous, no, I have not. He's new to me. Like when I found TITANX, I didn't know who Jake was. So
we've got a special shout out here to the Mo. He's in the house. I heard him give you a shout out in this little daily clips. I think it was today. The big shout out to Mo. Welcome to the chat.
Yeah, lots of familiar faces. I'm happy to see everybody saying what's up.
Yeah, definitely smash the likes in there as well. Yeah, I've got the nice green colors there for the TITANX theme there on the old studio, so it looks pretty good actually. So yeah, HELIOS, if you're just coming in, is launching on the 28th, so it's in about 2 days and 11 hours, so that's getting pretty close. It has been since DragonX really been the second, I guess, big DeFi protocol launching on top of TITANX. There have been a few other projects, games, and NFTs and things like that, but the big DeFi ones, it's definitely HELIOS is the next big one. So, and we know there's a lot of pent up excitement. So, what gave you the inspiration for deciding to build on TITANX?
Like I said, just the mechanics of TITANX was super interesting to me. Just the design of hyperinflationary that just ramps down to completely deflationary. That's an awesome idea, I'm so excited to get on the leaderboards. The TITANX hub. Mike Dean. He's got it listed by amount of TITANX locked up and burned. It's going to be fun.
Let's quickly check that out while we're here, because this is the leaderboard, the TITANX hub that he's that the dude's talking about. It's a fantastic site. I mean, it really is perfect for the layer 2 protocol, so everyone can know what's happening. So it's pretty cool, and you can see HELIOS there is at number 4 with the next launch in 2 days, 10 hours and 52 minutes, which is pretty exciting.
Yeah, and that's the whole idea of TITANX is we've got all these layer 2 protocols included that are there to increase demand and lock up and burn these tokens. And that's a supply and demand market. If we've got all these protocols burning TITANX, then what happens to the price of the coin? It can go nowhere but up. Obviously, none of this is financial advice, and all the disclaimers.
So you guys, it takes a bit of coding to do a protocol. What's your background in there? How have you done it? Are you a coder, or have you got a team?
I've done very little coding. I've stopped coding probably 15 years ago. So I have knowledge. I understand. I can read the code. And when I had the idea for this project, I was, I thought I was going to be building this myself, and then quickly realized that this is, a multi-million-dollar project that, needs professional work. So I, hired professional developers to do it. But it's great to be able to understand code and look at it and see and follow along with like what the developers are doing, and have a deep understanding of all of the mechanics, behind the scenes. I think is very valuable to me.
Okay, cool. Now, you guys obviously got a launch rap sheet for the launch day coming up? Is that all set up for when you go live?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we are good to go.
Okay, great.
Tomorrow we're gonna do a reveal of the app, and run through all of the user interface for all the mining and staking and everything. So definitely check that out tomorrow.
Most says we're good and we're ready for HELIOS. How about that? That's some.
I gave everybody a good tease with was it 2-week delay? I feel like that's the perfect meme of crypto right there. It's wrapped up in a nutshell. It's just 2 more weeks.
2 more weeks. We love that. Yeah. Except it's not. It's going to be 2 days and 2.5 days away. That's pretty cool. Hey, should we get into? I hope you guys enjoyed that. We're going to cover audits and things like that as we get into the protocol. But I think we should probably kick it in there. We've got to know you a bit there, dude, and it's great to see you leading in the TITANX builds. Let's get into it. I don't know if you want to get into something like this to explain the overview of how HELIOS works.
Absolutely. We're a mining and staking token, just the same as TITANX, meaning that like once we launch on day one, there's zero circulating supply. So all HLX that comes into existence has to be mined. And to do mining, you've got to spend TITANX and then wait in a preset amount of time that you set to virtually mine HLX.
Mm-hmm.
And
I guess some people will be mining TITANX at the moment. Some people will be having TITANX liquid, and I guess others, if you don't have it, you're going to have to buy TITANX off the market. I guess it's the three ways of getting TITANX, and then you can go and start Helix miners. Is that right?
Exactly. Yep. And the part of the TITANX ethos that we've got is our market pair is only against TITANX. So if you want to acquire HLX, you have to, like, say you have ETH, you have to purchase TITANX first, and then with your TITANX purchase HLX. And the reason why we do that is to funnel all of the layer 2 protocols through the TITANX ecosystem. Really, so as one protocol, or as any protocols, we're all working together to lock up and burn TITANX. And as we, individually do that, we're helping the entire ecosystem. So, like you were showing on the leaderboard with, all these protocols that are going to be locking up and burning TITANX. Like it's a competition to see who can burn the most, but really it's a team goal. Like all of us together are burning TITANX, which is the base that all of our coins are marketed against. So as long as the price of TITANX is going up, it's by default raising up the price of all these layer 2 coins.
Yeah, fantastic. All right. Well, we're looking forward to the burn number on there. We're also looking forward to participation. So if you haven't checked out HELIOS, definitely check out the links at the beginning of the chat there.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into the next part. So people are going to get the TITANX. They're going to then basically spend that TITANX for Helix miners. What happens to all the TITANX that goes into doing all that Helix mining?
Initially, primarily, 60% of that's going to our buy and burn pool, which is a key factor of the protocol. That this pool will fill up with funds initially, primarily from TITANX itself, and on a regular basis, this thing will consistently buy HLX off of the market, which again, there's only one market pair, that's Uniswap. It's going to buy HLX off of Uniswap and then burn everything that it's acquired. And this is just something that's perpetually always going to be happening.
So that's going to be like a standard TITANX setup where you've got the V3 buy and burn, and you've got the two parameters that can be tweaked manually. Is that correct? The amount and the timing?
Yeah, so TITANX has a V1 and a V2 buy and burn. Yeah, I guess you could call it a V3. This is our this is our V1 buy and burn.
Yeah.
But yeah, you could look at it that way, as it is another buying and burning of, well, actually through this with TITANX, it doesn't really interact with it. But as our treasury earns ETH, and as ETH gets put into the buy and burn pool, then that ETH is buying TITANX, which is, lifting up the price of TITANX. And with that TITANX, you're buying HELIOS, and then we're burning that HELIOS.
Yeah, fantastic.
So
yeah, I'm excited about that.
Yeah, when you're bringing ETH in, yeah, it's like a double jump, basically.
So that's additional, right, to the 60% that's going from the initial TITANX that's going into to start the miners. So you got a second one there going into the treasury. So what's that start off at? You got a range.
Yeah, so these two here, it'll be 60% starting off at the buy and burn and 10% to the treasury. And then over time, it'll take about 800 days to slowly tick down the percentage to the buy and burn directly. And
how long did you say? 100 days?
About it's 830 days. So
Oh,
once a
830 days.
week.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. I was like 100 days. Oh, that's quite, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a chart on the white paper if you want to see specifically.
Sure.
So over time, the majority of the TITANX that comes in from mining goes into our treasury, and our treasury, excuse me, our treasury locks up all the TITANX that comes into it, and max stakes it on the TITANX protocol. And that's where initially our ETH rewards are going to come from, is our treasury full of TITANX that's max staked.
Okay.
And then primarily most of that ETH is getting fed into our buy and burn. Because I feel like the buy and burn is a very important factor of the ecosystem. None of this really does what it's supposed to if there's not any buying and burning happening. So that's kind of where we get the we have the motto of perpetual burn. So even if mining slows down here, the treasury is still going to perpetually be providing ETH into the buy and burn. So less reliance on miners itself.
So I guess as TITANX, the layer one, as it says, keeps humming along, and maybe we get more weight, price goes up, scarcity, more ETH miners, something like that. Then this is going to be even more self-fulfilling. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's it's kind of a circle where we are driving demand and we are helping burn TITANX, which drives the demand for TITANX miners, and that's what we feed off of with our version 1 treasury. Are those TITANX miners, because they're the ones that are feeding the ETH into the TITANX staking pool.
Okay, cool. Now you've got the next one you've got out of the TITANX that goes into do the Helix miners. You got is that 28%? Is it down to the lifetime reward?
Yep, and that's the same percentage that the TITANX ecosystem, the TITANX themselves, they use as well. So like the rewards that people were getting in TITANX, you can expect about the same amount, the same percentage, because we have the same percent going in directly into our reward pool. Our reward pool will initially fill up with TITANX from mining. And then as our treasury fills up and the ETH rewards start coming in, that'll start dripping into the reward pool as well. So initially it's
ETH and TITANX, which makes it pretty attractive. Yeah.
Exactly. But like I said, up front, it's going to be primarily TITANX. And then over time, our treasury will grow, because every time somebody starts a HLX miner, they're depositing TITANX, and a portion of that's going to our treasury, which is never selling TITANX. So every miner grows our treasury larger. And as time goes on, the ETH will just start flowing in.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Now, how that cycle reward, who does that go to? Does it go to the miners, or is there actually a staking tab as well on the UI that you have to stake your?
So there's staking with your HLX tokens.
Yeah, so it's kind of similar setup to the TITANX UI or something like that.
Exactly. Yep. And we've got
so then
3 payout pools.
3 payout pools? Oh, yeah. What are they?
That's the method of distribution. So we've got each payout pool has a rolling cycle. Our first one is a 22-day cycle. So every 22 days, that pool will pay out in its entirety to the HLX stakers. And then our second pool is a 69-day rolling payouts. And then our third pool is a 420-day. And so all 3 of those.
I like that that time frame for those 3 payouts.
It works.
Hedgehog says so staking Helix will earn you ETH. Over time it will expect it to increase. Yeah.
ETH and TITANX.
And TITANX, but mostly TITANX at the beginning. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then you got 2% going to the Genesis wallet there.
Yeah, which you know, it's basically the team wallet, and we you should have no expectations of what is used with that, but we have ideas of doing giveaways and doing marketing and additional development. This is a layer 2 protocol on TITANX, and we intend to build additional layer 3 protocols built on top of our own platform.
Okay.
And Genesis will help us with
Oh, that's
development costs
fantastic.
and all that.
So there we go.
Yeah.
That's adding more value. Yeah, I mean, it's a bit like a network effect. One protocol launches, it does protocols on it's based on its protocol, and they're all feeding into the TITANX, and it's all feeding into each other, and they all start getting bigger and bigger. It's going to be pretty incredible to see the ultimate ROI protocol ecosystem in crypto probably by the time you're done. So it's pretty exciting.
Yes, absolutely.
So those are the 4 distributions there. So we've got 60% going to the buy and burn out of all the TITANX that goes in for miners. We got was it 20%? Was it
28 to the reward pool?
Yeah, and 28 to reward pool and 2% to the Genesis. Now, when is an LP set up? Just before we get into the second half of this diagram, does that get set up? Yeah,
there's an initial one. So our buy and burn is a separate contract, and the buy and burn smart contract is going to hold the LP funds. So there's going to be an initial mint where I personally have got some TITANX that I'll deposit into the smart contract, and then it's going to have a one-time mint function that mints HLX tokens to pair against it, and then provides that as liquidity. And so
what's the time frame?
As far as like the LP is, it is owned. As soon as it'll be launch. So there's 3 smart contracts: the HELIOS smart contract, and then our Treasury smart contract, and our buy and burn.
Okay.
So it'll take a handful of minutes to get all 3 of those contracts set up and linked together, and all of those things. But the LP should be up easily within the hour of launch.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. We've got a couple of comments before we move on to the second half. We've got there Zibar here says, our project Baby DragonX takes inspiration from HELIOS. These guys and girls got it going on. Nice little comment there. The Mo says, I love all these projects building on themselves on top of TITANX in the first place. Yeah, it's going to be wonderful to see it play out. It's really, really cool, especially in the bull market. So fun times. HELIOS, yeah, utility, absolutely. And then Toxic says, what will be the price of miners? Let me just change the view there. What will the price of miners be in TITANX? Will there be different miner powers like TITANX, and will they get more expensive as time goes on, as well as mine less HELIOS?
Absolutely. Yeah, if you want to go back to the screen I've got here, it shows the chart. So the initial cost is 420 million TITANX for one miner. But you can customize the cost of that with the power level. So say you don't have 420 million TITANX, maybe you've got 42 million. Well, then you can set the power level of your miner at 10% of the cost, and you'll only receive 10% of the rewards, but your ROI would be the same. It's just the power level is just there to customize the exact size of the miner you want. But over time, I think and over time it does get more expensive. So we're looking at approximately 1,500 days in. There is a cap on the price, and it'll slowly raise up every day, more and more expensive until it hits that cap, and then it just flatlines. And that's the same with how much we mine is how much you can mine as well. that's going down every day. So day one miners are earning the most amount of HLX possible. And then as days go on, your miners get less and less powerful until there's again a cap, a minimum, and then it just flatlines towards then.
Cool. All right. So I see 420 million TITANX at the moment is about $345 started off, which is compares to about $660 for a TITANX miner at the moment. So there we are. Good entry.
Right. So yeah, then at 1%, you're talking minimum. It's going to be $3 to start a HELIOS miner.
Right.
And then up to 100,000%, which is like $300,000 or something. So
okay. Awesome.
There's a miner for everyone out there.
Now, as Ivar says, there are 420 milli TITANX for 100 power miner. Look at the number. I remember for some people, what's it? Rose pop pass. He says. Nothing like the T rank bonus. No H rank bonus. Yeah, are there any bonuses in particular around the global?
Yeah, we have the people that are familiar with TITANX, we have the same. We've got our HELIOS rank. So every miner that gets created after yours earns you additional HLX. And just like all the other stats, it starts up high and then slowly drops off as part of the deflationary mechanism that we've got in place.
Okay.
But yeah, you can expect those bonuses.
Yeah. So, that definitely benefits the earlier you get in, the better, right? So, but still pretty healthy for a long period of time for those that want to participate.
Oh, yeah. Like we were talking 1,000 days before you hit, the bottom. So.
Awesome. All right. Well, let's get into the second half of that diagram. Unless you got anything else around those charts, which are pretty fundamental. I would suggest if you are looking to go and check out those charts, make sure you understand them.
Please check out our white paper, and I've got a video walkthrough of that as well. And then also, we're in Telegram, Twitter. Ask us anything, and we can answer all your questions for sure.
And then you can find that at helios.win, and also and also at on their X account, and of course on the TITANX hub, which has got all the links on there. So check that out. It's at the top of the chat.
Absolutely.
All right, let's get in the second half of this chart.
Yeah. So once our treasury is full, not full, it's always filling up with TITANX. But as the ETH rewards start rolling in, we start siphoning some of that off to our investment pools. And this is really what kind of sets us apart from, I think, some of these other projects is we intend on using ETH to invest into other protocols, whether that's in TITANX ecosystem or outside of it. It's up to the DAO to decide, which that's all. The DAO is a whole nother conversation we can have as well. But the aim for here is, it's a self-sustainable treasury, the investment pools. So as ETH fills into this, and then, I always like to use Aave because it's an easy example. We could deposit ETH into an Aave and earn ETH rewards off of that. And the ETH yield from that will feed our reward pool and the buy and burn pool. And with that scenario, our ETH never leaves the treasury. It's always only earning yield. And regardless of the amount of HLX miners we've got going on, regardless of the amount of TITANX miners that are going on, the investment pool aims to just always be bringing in value and always feeding our buy and burn pool and always feeding our stakers.
Awesome. And I guess the capital that's going to flow in should increase over time as TITANX is more successful. So it will become even more significant in due course. And of course, that investment pool is really a big part of what sets HELIOS apart there. So pretty cool.
Yeah, we like to
we'll talk about.
Yeah, I like to refer to us as like the zombie protocol that just can't be killed because,
Yeah.
like I said, even if miners, stop, even if TITANX miners stop, this investment pool is always going to be there, feeding yield into the buy and burn, and then at some point, the buy and burn burns enough tokens to where it's profitable for miners to start mining, and then the whole
Mhm.
cycle starts over. They start mining, they feed more TITANX into our treasury, and then it just kind of kickstarts the whole ecosystem. And we also intend on just directly buying and burning TITANX from our investment pools as well, which
Mhm.
again lifts the entire ecosystem.
So I guess that would be based on proposals to the DAO.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
yeah.
Everything in the investment pool is going to be DAO controlled, and
Mhm.
including the flow of the buy and burn, like the rates and the caps that are set. Um, Really, I'm going to launch this and then hand the keys over to the DAO and let the DAO run everything.
Yeah. So I guess that's going to be just talking about the DAO in a bit more depth. It's going to be multi-sig wallet. Yeah.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
yep.
And I have had somebody talk to me about saying, well, would Jake Sharp be a good person for that if he was interested? So just talking about
Man,
who,
he
the trustworthy of
absolutely.
the people running the multi-sig. So you got any thoughts around that?
I mean, my thoughts are, of course, he would be a great person to have, but obviously he's got his own
Mm,
project, TITANX, and then his other projects, Hyper and Shogun, and like he's doing his own thing. And it's not really, I'm not here to just like hand out keys to whoever's popular. It's more so this is for people that are integrated into Helios's ecosystem. This is for people that are max staking, max mining, and have Helios as their primary, um, you know, goal to protect.
yeah.
Um, like it's really would just be unfair for me to just ask, Jake to do that. I mean, if he wanted
Sure.
to, that would be great, but it's not really. I would
Yeah.
prefer just people in our community that are,
Sure. Okay.
much more integrated. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, so some of the investment pools you're gonna have feed the buy and burn. You've also got feeding the reward pool in the chart.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
distribute TITANX and ETH, so that's going to boost that as well. So you got three things flowing in there. You got the original uh, HLX miners. You got the Treasury feeding in there, and in time the investment pools as well feeding into the reward pool,
Mm-hmm.
as well as buying burning the HELIX token, making that more scarce. And then you've got the cycle reward pool. 100% goes to Hex Token.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
And then
again, TITANX for amplifier. You got that in there.
yeah. So, when you go to stake your HLX, you'll have an option to excuse me. You'll have an option to burn some TITANX and you'll earn additional shares. So
Okay, cool. Yeah,
it'll boost your rewards. And then
yeah.
same with mining, you can boost your HLX rewards by burning TITANX and you can get additional
Mhm. Right.
HLX.
Well, I guess it's related to this comment here, right? We also offer amplifiers for burning TITANX as well.
Yep.
Hexogs here has got any bonus amplifiers for burning Helix. Well, yes.
There
um,
is. There's a 8% bonus as well, up to 8%.
okay.
It's the same as TITANX. So as right now it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to burn any HLX yourself. It's not until we build layer 3 protocols that will incentivize people to lock up and burn their HLX in the same
Mhm.
manner that we're incentivizing TITANX to be locked up and burned.
Do you have a kind of, just as a quick comment, do you have a kind of a time frame for layer 3 protocols? Would that be a couple of months from now?
Easily.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
I mean, I would say a legitimate protocol would take 2 to 3 months to build.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you'll get to see what the rest of the ecosystem's developing like in that space and as well. And that.
Mhm.
We got Dusty Fritz here says, can you explain the cap on the bonus?
Which bonus are we talking about?
Not sure.
So the
is it the burn the TITANX amplifier? Is that the one he's referring to?
The cap on this is 10% on mining. Maybe here's some mining bonuses. Yeah, it's 10% is the cap on that. And so like here's an example. If your miner cost $1 million TITANX, and then you burn 80,000 TITANX, you'll earn 8% more HLX. And like I said, the cap's 10% on that. And then the cap on staking is 20%.
Okay. Cool. Adam says, can't wait to start mining HELIOS with Titan, says Adam. Nice one. What's over here? Same. I have 7 billion TITANX claimed yesterday, and today, what's it? Today something? Zoikis? I'm not sure what that is. Brendan's announced there. Jake is verified. So good question, Superman, on the just multi-sig wallet there. Yeah, it'd probably boost a lot of confidence. But like I say, I mean, if you get good enough community people, yeah, definitely something to consider.
Yeah, our DAO voting is going to be weighted on staked HLX and then miners as well as liquid HLX. We're like heavily weighted against max stakers. So if you're max staking your HLX, you're going to have the biggest say as far as voting rights go for any DAO decisions. And we've also discussed minimum requirements to be on the committee to hold one of these keys is to have a minimum amount of HLX staked.
Toxic Cat says here, is there any plans to protect stakers from future max stake projects diluting them like in TITANX? That's from
I'm glad you asked, actually. Yeah, yes, we do. We've got our feature where we limit smart contracts from staking HLX. So without DAO, so the DAO can approve and whitelist smart contracts. But without the DAO approving it, a smart contract cannot stake HLX. If you're a regular user, there's no restrictions. There, you can stake as much as you want, and that's where we kind of say you can stake with confidence with us, especially because max staking gives you the largest weight in voting rights. So as a max staker in our pool, you have the say-so, does a certain protocol help us or not? And if you feel like the protocol is just going to dilute your stake and not help the ecosystem, then you can vote no on that and preserve your staking rights.
Yeah. Do you have any? Have you got any? You've got the global referral system, so people can tell their friends. And is that going to be called the H rank? Is what we got there. Is what Dusty's got.
Yes, yeah.
We did look at that chart.
There is no cap on H rank. It starts at 1,000 HLX per day. Per 100 power miner. What am I doing?
Per 100 power miner, and then goes down from there.
Yeah. So here's their H rank. Yeah. So every miner that starts after you're going to get 1,000. Oh yeah, yeah. And it's just the same as TITANX. Yeah.
So let's say after a year, where would that be? Down at 600, is it? Can't see myself, but let me.
A year, it's going to be actually about 250.
200.
It looks like maybe
250. Yeah.
300. Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Yeah, it drops off drastically. And that's part of the scarcity model of HLX. That's the idea is the early adopters are definitely getting the majority of the circulating supply, and then as time goes on, it gets harder and harder to mine it, which adds to that scarcity model. all while our buy and burn is just constantly getting stronger as our treasury and our investment pools grow bigger.
Yeah. So what I was going to ask was, have you had any discussion with Jake about your project in particular? Just general comments.
Yeah. I mean, I've done some private messaging with him, and some of the things, like he's given me tips on, like from what he's learned now that we've seen TITANX running for 3 months. He's, learned some things. And so I feel like he's helping me optimize the system a little bit. One of those being like with TITANX, there's 5 payout pools, and we've shrunk that down to 3 payout pools. And that just kind of keeps it from getting diluted. Your payout, instead of filling 5, you've got 3 that will fill up larger and pay out. I mean, it's the same, but it pays out bigger payouts.
Cool. Hey, I just want to let's get into just jump into here. We'll pull this up. So this is your website, and so people want to check out. They can check out a lot more details in here. You got Mine HELIOS that's going to start off soon. Obviously, when you go live, and you got the read docs. So if people want to get into the nitty gritty, which I suggest you do before you're participating in any protocol, you can get into it, do a full read and ask any questions, I guess, to the dude. And the contacts there, you've got a website, you've got X, and you've got Telegram. Is Telegram pretty active in terms of asking questions? People have any questions?
Yeah. And we've had lots of DAO formation polls going on. Like, if you want to be a part of the community, definitely that Telegram's where it's at. That's where we're making a lot of our decisions, getting a lot of our community feedback that's helping drive the direction that we take Helios. Especially like with staking, a lot of people kind of were upset with the stake pool on TITANX getting taken over by all these layer 2 protocols. That's kind of where we, try to come in and restrict that on our end, so that people that wanted that staking, they can come to us and still get it.
Yeah. So I guess if you guys want to get into the Telegram, become part of the community, ask any questions, things like that, I'll just post the link there to HELIOS Telegram. Oh, I put the wrong one there. I've got the TITANX up. How do I do that? Let me just copy that one more time. Now, what won't hurt. So that is the link there. Yep, there we go. So you can join up to that with the Telegram. Get involved. It's a good place to be. Let me just get into some of this before we. So the other thing is I just want to quickly talk about was audits. Obviously, audits is a big part of TITANX. You've got first audit done by Dead Roses here, XYZ. So people can go read that in January. And you got second audit there by George Hunter there as well in HELIOS Security. You got anything to add to that?
No. The audits, the smart contract side of things has been complete for a little while. Our stumble was mostly on the front end. But yeah, no, everything's solid at this point. Double audited, and just to note that those are the same auditors, 2 of the 3 same auditors that did TITANX. So they're already familiar with the ecosystem. They're familiar with all the mechanics, and a lot of the code that we've used, we've borrowed from TITANX. So it just seemed like a perfect fit to have them double check everything.
Okay, great. Now, people want to see the diagram there, the ecosystem overview that's there. And you've also got video walkthroughs as well, which is, if you want to get into that next level too, I'd go through those there as well. Looking good there with the thumbs up. So go big old. So you got mining here. We've covered that. We've got staking here. And of course, we've got the HELIOS daily update, which is pretty important. It's got all those charts there, around how much you're getting for each miner, how the cost is changing for each miner, and the H rank there for the referral bonus, as well as the share rate there, also for, I guess, staking rate.
Yeah, and just real quick on our share rate there, TITANX, their share rate slowly goes up over time, and
Mm-hmm.
we've decided that a more fair system was to just keep it flat. So whether you're coming on day one or 1,000, like uh, you still have an equal chance of getting your piece of the stake pool. Which,
Fantastic, fantastic.
yeah, it seemed like that was an important aspect to a lot of people, was the staking. The same with they didn't like that max staking on TITANX was 3,500 days. That's quite the commitment for,
Yeah.
2 weeks is a long time in crypto, so much less 10 years. So we shortened our staking duration to just 830 days, which
Yeah,
is
okay, that's minimum stake length 30 days, maximum
yeah.
830 days. Nice.
So yeah, much less commitment required on the users. And
Mm-hmm.
then obviously, same duration bonuses that the TITANX had. So the longer you stake, the more you get.
So you're obviously doing a lot of buy and burning through the ecosystem here, up the top part of this diagram. Are you thinking of anything like Shogun, for example, around shares potentiality on your third
Uh,
layers? Is that a concept that may?
we have the same capabilities built in, so you can burn miners, stakes, all of those things.
Mhm.
And
Okay.
then the same builder bonus, if you want to burn HLX, we offer up to 8% cash back on that.
Okay.
The same that TITANX offers. And that's, so when you burn TITANX on our protocol, we get 8% cash back. So 8% of all TITANX that gets burned on our protocol, we get 8% of that back. And then we split that. 4% goes to us, and then 4% back to the user.
Okay. Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else that we haven't covered as an overview that you'd like to sort of pull out here? We've covered mining, staking, the daily update, reward pools, burning quite a bit, and governance to some degree, and the audits and the socials.
Yeah.
Anything you'd like to highlight there?
Just I guess with the governance again, with us being a DAO, I think it makes us a lot more adaptable as an ecosystem.
Mm-hmm.
Just able to make decisions on the fly. And like with our investment pools, we don't really know what's going to be hot 6 months from now, but we don't have to know, because 6 months from now, when we've got 100 ETH or 1,000 ETH or whatever, we can make decisions on what we want to do with that and what's hot and what's going to bring the most yield in at that time. So I think having the DAO really helps us be flexible and move with the markets. So I think it's yeah.
All right. So that is that. So the website's pretty nice. I really think you guys did a good job on that. I mean, it's quite nice. You got all the details there, the dashboard that's all going to kick off, I guess, once it launches. All these
Yep.
features here, the calculator.
It's actually all live right now. It's just password protected.
Right.
Yeah.
Treasury burn rates. All looks pretty good. So really, really nice. I like that. It's kind of cool too. Learn more about the entire ecosystem. Well done for that. That's really good.
I mean, yeah, we are all here as a team to lock up and burn TITANX. So the more protocols, the merrier. There's really no competition between us, except for who can burn the most TITANX.
Mm-hmm. If you guys haven't followed HELIOS on X, you can follow. I've put the link in the chat there earlier at the top of the chat, and definitely give them a follow there. It's going to ramp up pretty quickly. And just like the price of TITANX is starting to move up. So we're at 8,400 now. All right. The countdown. 2 days, 10 hours to go. Must getting excited there, the dude on that one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm excited to have a Dune analytics page for, Helios and see how much TITANX is getting locked up every day, and going over all the reward pools and how big the buy and burn is. Like everything we love about all the stats on TITANX, I'm excited to see those, on Helios as well.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty epic for sure. It's just after Dragon X 2. So I mean, you're one of the earliest projects in the ecosystem. It's a bit of claim to fame there for fun, and it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Yeah, 6 months down the road, let's when we've got several projects out, like it'll be interesting to see all the overall stats.
So we've got 17 on there at the moment. We know that there's a couple others not on there, so it's just going to keep building. And being so early as one of the big DeFi projects on TITANX, it's going to be really fun to see it play out. So early first move advantage as well. It all benefits the whole system, which is pretty neat.
Yes.
We've got some questions in here. Should we get in a couple of these as well? Just to wrap things up, we're up to about 50 minutes, so we've got probably another 10 minutes to go. Let's see where we're up to here. Yeah, get in your questions, folks, in the chat there if you got a question you want to ask. What do we got to Zybar here? I think it's time to show the community members and channels. Look, jump through here. Yeah, I think we got up to that comment. So let's see here. Brennan says no Dragon X taking staking rewards stamp, says Brennan. That's funny.
And that's where I say because a lot of people have mentioned that, and if you are in the Helios ecosystem, you've got a say. And if you don't want a Dragon X on Helios, then you can vote for it or against it. That's power to the people is what we're going for here.
Yeah, that's absolutely. Adam says here, it's time to show the community members the green candle elevator pitch, not financial advice, get the people going. Well, that's that secret sauce in there, that investment DAO on top of all the other bullish tokenomics in Helios look pretty good. So game on. Trend in there. Was it PTGC? They're running a pretty successful DAO. So that's doing well. So it bodes well for Helios as well. Some good learnings there from PTGC project. Do you have any plans to build future projects on Helios?
100%.
A little bit. Yeah. Let me jump to some of this. Zybar says, can the DAO have a vote for a Sun Dragon mascot for Helios? Because I heard there are some cute baby dragons out there in the running. We got Chili. Sorry, go.
I was just gonna say, we can have votes on everything. Let's do it.
Bring your creative thoughts. What's up, team from Chile? Good to see you. Two of the good guys in crypto. A nice one. Drew, Dusty Frets in the house there. What's the ratio between TITANX and Helios? Is it a 1-to-1? Good question.
The initial LP is going to be 10-to-1. So 10 TITANX equals 1 HLX.
Okay, cool. Zybar says Dreadros and Hunter are top-notch auditors. They know TITANX code. Also, a baby Dragon X be using them as well, says Zybar. Nice one. Brennan says 830 days top of the bull market, says Brennan. Toxic says, did you ever think to build this as a standalone, not on top of TITANX? Seems to me like it is designed a little better, just saying, says Toxic. That's not the idea. But,
I mean, it could be standalone, but why not be on top of TITANX? Is only there to help us.
Absolutely.
It's already got the community, and it's already got the other protocols building alongside of us. It's actually
also a win-win, right? It's a win-win protocol as opposed to paying like in Zen they paid $80 million to the Ethereum miners for nothing. So it's kind of good like that. I like Zen, but it's got some weird tokenomics. Brennan says Mike Dean did his first interview with Superman. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Zybar there says Gene Analytics expert service available. Let's take a DAO vote and pull up with the HLX. Pay for that amazing OG Mike Dean to knock it out. Yeah, it's doing a great job, Mike Dean. The Mo says great stream, gents. Say thanks, Mo, and keep up the good work there, Mo. We really enjoy your videos. and push out some. Looking forward to that, more content. You are the dude, says Wookie. He is indeed. Green candles are the best marketing, hands down, says Zybar. Indeed. 420 power to the people, says Zybar there. What else we got going there? Adam says, is there any worry of a whale coming in with a ton of HELIOS voting power, potentially sway votes on things that community might not want?
That's kind of why we've got our voting weighted heavily to stakers. So you can vote with your liquid HLX, but there's going to be much more voting power for those people that are actually staking their HLX. And then the people that are doing max miners, people that we know are in it for the long term of the HELIOS ecosystem, they're going to have much more weight to their votes. So, but I mean, it's this is DeFi, and you never know. It's always, anything's possible. But we tried our best to mitigate those things.
Yeah. Dusty says, what's the difference? Oh, we looked at that one earlier. Zyba says there are trillions of TITANX out there. Yeah, almost 23 trillion liquid TITANX at the moment, which is $19.3 million. There are trillions of TITANX out there that are ready to pour into HELIOS. Like it. This is going to be epic, says Zyba. Like it. Brennan says most dog will have a gold chain soon. Yeah, probably. And be in the front seat. I saw that switch there in the front seat. So
yeah, that was a good one. I saw that today too.
Looking pretty good. So let's have a quick look at just quickly. We've got a couple minutes left. So let's have a look at TITANX there. So this is TITANX running at the moment. So there is 23 trillion sitting at the moment. It's going to be fun to see what goes in HELIOS. There is pent up demand for the protocols. You're up first. So it's going to be fun. And I know you got a couple of streams heading in before that too. Have you got a couple of streams that you can tell people about if they want to find out more?
Yeah, tomorrow we've got the stream with Smooth and Crypto at 7 p.m. Eastern. I think I have something else scheduled, but I'll have to double check. I'm just excited to get this launch out there, and then I can do all the streaming,
It's going to be amazing. I think you're going to get a lot of people want to cover it. It's going to be big on X, big on YouTube, and whatever other platforms people are sending out message from. So really excited about it for sure.
Yeah, we're coming after that liquid. That percentage is too high. It's too high.
What is it at the moment? 34.6%. Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, it's going to be fun, and well done on getting up early. I really think it's a big deal. You're offering something really fresh too with the with some of the changes in tokenomics, with all the buying and burning, with all the payouts, and with the investment pools there, as you guys can see. And I do like the changes to the reward cycle down to 3 as well. And that's kind of neat. So excited for it. All right, I think we might wrap up there. So let's see if we've got any more questions. I think we've got one lucky last. Let's go to that. And there's literally nothing to FUD in HELIOS. The DAO really makes this a level playing field. The true spirit of fair principles groundwork has been laid here, says Zybar. Nice comment.
Thank you,
right.
James.
So everybody, if you guys haven't followed HELIOS, you can find the website there, helios.win, and it's got all those documents and everything else that we've sort of covered today. If you want to follow the dude on X with the HELIOS project there, that is the X profile, HELIOS_HLX. And of course, if you want to keep on tabs with the countdown to the launch, being early is really important, especially with that H rank out there. You guys know how it works in TITANX. So if you do decide to get in after doing your due diligence, then that is the TITANX hub, and we're going to have fun to see the results. I know we'll be watching it very carefully in our community, so it's going to be fun to also comment on it after it's launched as well. All right, thanks, dude. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, good time.
Hey, thanks to everybody that's watching. Don't forget to share the video around afterwards if you're watching it after the live stream. share it around as well. The more eyes on it, the better. And there will be a couple more, at least one more stream, maybe two, before the launch, and then thereafter, of course. I know many of the TITANX influencers will be covering this launch, so it's going to be fun. All the best, dude. All the best to TITANX. All the best to HELIOS, and all the best to the community. It's going to be absolutely lit, and I know Jake Sharp is going to be excited for the launch too. Bring it on, as we say. Bring it on.
Yeah.
Right, take care, everybody, and I'll play a little jingle on the way out. Bye for now.
All right. Later.